Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Y.E.S Functional Longevity Podcast. We give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. My name is Chris Porter, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness, coming to you from downtown Burlington. It's beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Finally going to get some beautiful weather, a little bit warmer weather. Put spring behind us. Let's see. The only housekeeping I have is for, those people who come here Memorial Day weekend. We are closed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We take the whole weekend off. It's the first big holiday weekend of the year, and we have just never had a lot of attendance on that weekend. So we are going to take that weekend off. So let's get right into this today. Let's see how boosting this fantastic fatty acid may extend your life. So why I want to talk about this is we just saw a new study, a really new study appeared in the American Journal of Clinical. And in this study, they suggested omega-3 fatty acids might also add years to one's life. That is extremely exciting because people are always looking for different ways they may be able to add some quality years to their life, and adding some omega-3 fatty acids to their body may actually help that. So what are omega-3 fatty acids? We're going to talk about that first so we all know and understand what they are. So our bodies can produce some of the nutrients we need. Can't produce everything, but we need to obtain some of these other things through our diet. And these things are called essential nutrients. So those are nutrients that our body does not produce that we need to take in through our diet. So omega-3 fatty acids are an example of essential nutrients that our bodies cannot make. Instead, we've got to consume them in the right amounts through what we eat and drink. Now, there are three omega-3 fatty acids, three of them that are key, okay? And each play a different role in our overall health. Now, they're long words, and if you've listened to me in the past, sometimes I have difficulty pronouncing things. So I am just going to stick to the abbreviations. There's ALL, DHL, and EPA. And where do we find omega-3 acids? Where do we find these fatty acids? And what are some of the sources that you can get them from? So ALA is commonly found in plant-based foods like walnuts and chia seeds, where EPA and DHA are found in marine animals like fish and algae. And although they're present in other foods like fortified orange juice and certain eggs, fish and algae are the best sources for that. So the body can convert ALA into DHA and EPA, but the processes are not very efficient at all. So we want to try to get the DHA and the EPA through fish and algae. So before I get into the study, there are just a few science-based benefits associated with taking omega-3 fatty acids or getting omega-3 fatty acids into your body. So I wanted to go through them just real quick so you can see that this isn't just about a longevity factor. This is about some real health factors. So omega-3, number one, omega-3 fatty acids, okay, are good for your skin. Omega-3s can help your skin look healthy, stay healthy, preventing premature aging, and safeguarding against sun damage. They also, omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, may improve the length and quality of your sleep. So if you're having some sleep issues, you might want to think about increasing your omega-3s. Omega-3s can reduce menstrual pain and may even be more effective than ibuprofen and anti-inflammatory drugs. Omega-3s may improve bone and joint health, potentially reducing your risk for osteoporosis and arthritis. Omega-3s can reduce fat in your liver, and this is in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Omega-3 intake has been associated with lower risk of asthma in both children and young adults. Omega-3s may decrease the risk of some types of cancers, including colon, prostate, and breast cancer. Omega-3s can fight against age-related mental decline in Alzheimer's disease. some things that we think about as we age for sure, right? It can improve mental disorders. People with mental disorders often have low blood levels of omega-3 fats. And improving omega-3 status seems to improve their symptoms. Omega-3 can fight several autoimmune diseases, including type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, psoriasis. Omega-3 is pretty important, right? Omega-3s can fight inflammation and reduce chronic inflammation, okay, which can contribute to heart disease, cancer, and various other diseases. It can reduce symptoms of metabolic syndrome. It can reduce insulin resistance, fight inflammation, and improve several heart disease risk factors. It can reduce symptoms of ADHD in children. It improves their attention and reduces their hyperactivity, the impulsiveness and aggression. It can improve risk factors for heart disease. So heart attacks and strokes are the world's leading causes of death. So omega-3s improve numerous heart disease risk factors. However, you need to keep this in mind that omega-3 supplements do not seem to reduce your risk for heart attacks or strokes. It can promote brain health during pregnancy and early life. Getting enough omega-3s during pregnancy and in early life is critical for child's development. And supplementing is linked to higher intelligence and a lower risk of several diseases. Obviously, my mother was not up on her omega-3s when I was born. And omega-3s can improve eye health. DHA is a major structural component of the eye's retinas, and it may help prevent macular degeneration, which can cause vision impairment and blindness. And finally, it can fight depression and anxiety. All three types of omega-3 fatty acids can do this, omega-3 fatty acids, but EPA appears to be the best at fighting depression. That's quite a list. That's 15, 16, 17 different things, right? So even without the possible benefits of longevity, it might be something that you want to take a look at in your diet. But can omega-3s improve longevity? So in a recent study published in the research suggests that having higher levels of certain omega-3 fatty acids could reduce your risk of early death by 13%. 13%. Lowering your risk of dying from cancer, cardiovascular disease, and other causes combined just by having higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, the researchers, they evaluated 17 studies. So it's like a meta-analysis, took a lot of all different research, and they looked at the associations between blood omega-3 fatty acids levels and the risk of all-cause mortality. And in total, the researchers analyzed data from over 42,000 individuals. And the results suggested that higher DHA and EPA, the type from fish and algae, those levels were associated with about a 15 to 18% lower risk of death when comparing the highest and the lowest levels. That's a huge difference, 15 to 18%. ALA levels were not associated with a reduced risk of early death. So it's those two. It's that EPA and the DHA that really want to hammer home with you, okay? Compared to people with lower levels, people with higher levels of fatty acids also had a lower risk of death from cancer, cardiovascular disease. So the study's results showed that having higher blood EPA and DHA levels could help you live longer and better. The findings also indicate that DHA and EPA fatty acids contain anti-inflammatory, antihypertensive, and anti-palate effects, all which may reduce or may contribute to the reduced risk of early death. Now, there's some limitations to this type of research. Some studies highlighting the relationships between omega-3 fatty acids and the risk of early death are based on self-reported data, which can sometimes be unreliable. That would be like me giving them some data. The data here that is based on blood levels of fatty acids improves the reliability of the results of all these studies. So what does all this mean for you? All right, we just listed out 16 or 17 different things that are associated with having better life by having more omega-3 fatty acids. We just talked about living longer because of the omega-3 fatty acids. So the latest dietary guidelines for Americans emphasize seafood because omega-3s are believed to play such an important role through lifespan, even from conception. This study only strengthens that recommendation. So getting enough, okay? Getting enough omega-3 fatty acids in your diet and ensuring that your levels are within a healthy range could help you live longer. Making just small changes like including one more fish in your diet, okay, each week, or choosing DHA fortified eggs instead of traditional eggs can help. If dietary changes aren't enough to boost your levels, you might want to talk to your doctor about taking a fish supplement. I personally don't eat a lot of fish in my house. My wife doesn't care for fish, so we don't have a whole lot of fish. So I take some salmon oil. I take a fish oil supplement because I want to make sure that I get these same benefits. I want to get the DHA and the EPA benefits. So I would strongly recommend that if you're not getting fish in your diet, that you talk to your physician about this. How do you get more DHA and EPA in your diet? Easy. Eating more omega-3 fatty acids will support your overall health. But keep in mind that not all fatty acids offer the same benefits. So based on recent data, a minimum intake of 1,000 milligrams of DHA and EPA omega-3 fatty acids appears to be the optimal amount for most people. If you're trying to reach the optimal DHA and EPA levels, you can choose foods that contain these fatty acids or take a nutritional supplement. So here are some ways that you can boost your DHA and EPA intake by eating more fish, shellfish, ideally 2 to 3 servings a week, taking a DHA or an EPA dietary supplement derived from fish oil or algae oil, choosing foods that are fortified with DHA, like milk, orange juice, yogurt, eggs. Farmed Atlantic salmon contains more omega-3s than other types of salmon and are a good option if you're trying to increase your intake. Now, there's even more on this. In another recent study, I think this came out in April, higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids in blood increased life expectancy by almost 5 years in this particular study. A 1% increase in this substance in the blood is associated with a change of mortality risk similar to that of quitting smoking. Similar to quitting smoking. Research data shows that those who have higher levels of DHA and EPA omega-3 fatty acids live a longer life than those who have lower levels. So eat that fatty fish, okay? Take that DHA and EPA supplement. Choose foods that are fortified with DHA. These are just simple ways to increase your intake of those important fatty acids. Just go back and listen to all the different benefits I just talked about. And getting enough omega-3 fatty acids in your diet may help you live longer. Here's a couple of takeaways, okay? 95% of Americans have low levels of omega-3 fatty acids. Recent data shows that those who have higher levels of DHA and EPA omega-3 fatty acids live a longer life than those who have low levels. In eating fatty fish, taking a DHA EPA supplement, and choosing foods fortified with DHA are simple ways to increase your intake. So the bottom line is omega-3 fatty acids are vital for optimum health. We don't sell a lot of supplements here, but that is one of the supplements that I believe in, and it's one of the supplements that I take personally, and it's one of the supplements that I sell. I only sell things that I take, and that is something that I take every single day. Getting these omega-3 fatty acids from whole foods, such as fatty fish, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, is the best way to ensure robust omega-3 intake, okay? And again, if you don't eat a lot of fatty fish, you might want to consider some kind of supplementation, but I think it's that important, so important that I personally take it and I sell it. That's what we have. And I know that sometimes people have said they've taken fish oil and then it repeats on them, and which is disgusting. I'm saying this, Father, my hand on my father's grave. This is no lie. No one has ever taken my omega-3 fatty acid and come back to me and told me that, because I tell them when they buy it, if that happens, if you don't like this supplement, you bring it back to me, I'll give you your money back. Unless they're afraid to tell me that, which they might be, I don't know. I'm pretty approachable. That our particular fish oil, our particular salmon oil, does not repeat on people. You don't get an aftertaste or anything like that. So it's a good way to get some in. And I hope this is helpful for you. All those benefits, even if you're not even thinking about living longer, some of the other things, some of the mental aspects of it, and all that kind of stuff are things that I think you should consider. I think you should consider in your diet, and if not, in your supplementation. So that's what I have for you today. You can get more information on how to get fit, feel younger, or live better from me down here at Y.E.S Fitness next Tuesday at 3:30. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate you taking time from your day to listen to what I have to say. And I hope to see you again next week. Have a great week. Thanks.